So many of us end up with more food than we can actually eat for Thanksgiving. And in case you're wondering what to do with those Thanksgiving leftovers and not just do the same old thing, on this week's Healthy Living, celebrity chef Ellie Krieger shows us how to make easy tacos your family will love.
So really just started off here cooking some onions and garlic in a pan, and this is all made in one skillet because it's a hole-in-one, right? So garlic and onions, and then we're going to make this beautiful, flavorful sauce for the turkey, but really easily. So basically, it just involves adding some tomato paste. I'm sorry, tomato sauce.
Tomato sauce. It's not as thick as
it's
tomato
like a puree. So just a can of the tomato puree.
Just one can. That's great because you don't waste.
14-ounce can, exactly. Yeah. And then some green salsa, some salsa verde. Tomatillo salsa, and then you can buy, you buy a jar of that, and essentially you can use that also just as a regular dipping salsa as well. It's delicious. Also what goes in here is some nice smoky spice from Chipotle chili in Adobo. So this comes in a can also, and just a little goes a long way to bring so much smoky, rich flavor.
So for those of who don't really know about this particular ingredient, it's Chipotle chili in Adobo sauce. And you would find it on the international aisle of the grocery store?
Just in the canned food section, in the international aisle, where you might find other sort of taco ingredients. But basically, it's Chipotle is a smoked jalapeno. So think about it with the heat of a jalapeno. So you want to use about a tablespoon, and then the sauce that it comes in is super flavorful. So I put a little bit of that in also.
That's the Adobo sauce.
Exactly. And you will inevitably have leftovers because a little bit goes a long way, as I said. What I like to do with the leftovers, I put them in little plastic baggies and freeze them.
Wonderful.
So then you have like sort of individual portions and you could put that in your regular chili. You could put it in meatloaf. It's really good. So there's lots of things you can do with it.
So that's great. Some people will really love the heat. Some people like me don't like it very much at all. So for people who like me don't like a lot of spice, how much are we talking about?
So, I would start with maybe 2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons.
And then taste and see at the end, because it's going to reduce for a while. And the flavors concentrate as it reduces. So it's better, you can always add more, but you can't take away.
A great rule of thumb.
That's a good cooking rule of thumb. So then just some oregano and salt and some chicken broth. And then this just comes to a simmer.
How much chicken broth are you putting in there?
So that's, oh gosh, I think that's about half a cup.
Because a lot of people have, and can you substitute turkey broth? A lot of people have extra turkey broth after Thanksgiving.
Or even you could put water, a little water in there too. So then this comes to a boil and starts to simmer, and you want it to really cook down so it gets like a darker shade of red. And that will really develop the flavor.
And how long does that take about?
Oh, it takes about maybe 10 minutes, I would say.
That's fast.
Yeah, super fast and super easy. As you can see, very little chopping involved. And then it winds up looking like this. And so the tomato really takes on that rich, dark color. And you can smell the smokiness of the chili.
It smells like a Mexican restaurant in here.
Exactly.
And that'll be such a great treat for people on Thanksgiving weekend, watching the football games, to have something a little bit different than the traditional Thanksgiving meal.
And you could even do like kind of mini tacos and make them like kind of bite-sized.
Perfect.
And that would be fun finger food for like game day.
Absolutely.
So then the turkey, or you could do rotisserie chicken, of course. Then that goes in. And it just simmers together until it really absorbs the flavor. All the turkey is warmed through, and the flavors are absorbed. And then you use this as your main taco mix. And again, it's one skillet. And then what I like to do, I want to show you as this kind of simmers in here, I want to show you what I think is really essential to do for your tortillas.
And I see that the chicken or turkey pieces, they're not real tiny. They're just sort of like bite-sized. They're actually pretty chunky.
Yeah, well, I like to just shred it. Kind of, it gives it that like rustic feel.
And plus, you do again, not too much time. Spending chopping it up real small.
You don't have to spend a lot of time and effort. That's the whole idea here, to have like a whole meal that's really nutritionally complete, that's all healthy ingredients, that's also easy to do. And if it's easy and tasty, then you're more likely to cook at home and to have that meal at home and enjoy it. So anyway, I'm going to let that simmer away, and I want to show you how I heat up the tortillas.
Okay.
So I like to use corn tortillas or flour, but whole grain. I would say these are like 6-inch And then you just put it, if you have a gas stove, you just put it on the stove like that.
Wow.
And
wow, I just put it right on there.
Just put it right on there.
Okay, I saw
just
a little
like 30,
flame.
that's all right.
But this is very authentic.
And then you can top yours. Why don't you go ahead and top
sure.
it?
And so these are like the typical, this is sort of like salsa type thing?
Yeah, some salsa and some lettuce. I like to keep it really green and vegetable oriented. So then you have your whole grain carb on the bottom.
Yeah, you
have your protein and you have lots of veggies. So it's a complete meal. And it's super fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and
that
so now,
looks good.
I know.
That looks great.
Is it so you kind of do like this?
Yep.
All right. And then I'm going to take a quick bite. This is probably not going to be very camera friendly.
But it's beautiful. A little messy taco's a beautiful thing. It's very good. Oh, good.
Now you can watch Ellie make lots of other meals all in one skillet tonight on Healthy Living. It begins at 9:30 Eastern.